Mute David there for a minute. All right, live streams are back up. No looping?
I don't hear any looping. I think we might be good.
Sounds good on my end.
I could use some of that water right now. All right, I'm gonna start recording here. Welcome to Thursday Night Saws for about the second time, or I think it was like 20 times. It kept going round and round and round. But what had happened is it loaded two Zooms when I loaded the live streaming on the Zoom app. So now we know.
Now we know.
So, Chris, tell me what you got going on this week, training-wise. What are you doing?
I'm headed to Alabama, just outside of Montgomery. We're going to do some on-the-line training. That's
On
going to
the
be
line.
Yes, sir. 5 days of training. We'll put some trees on some power lines and get them off.
So the Alabama Rural Electric.
Yes, sir. Yep. Use some notches and some hinges. That's the plan.
Did that training that you had last week? I saw some good pictures and stuff. Tell us about what you were doing down in North Carolina, or over in North Carolina for you, I guess.
Yeah, so I do a lot of training for churches to try to get them involved in disaster relief. So I had 14 guys, took them out in the woods, did some directional felling, overcoming some back lean, and then broke them up into teams after we laid trees all on top of each other to simulate a tornado. And they all worked together to get it all apart. It was really good. Had some older gentlemen that were there that were really good with a saw. Had some young guys, so I was able to kind of team them up, let them work together, and it went really well. So I hope to see them all on a trip again.
And
Trip soon.
You had like 10 or 12 in that one, didn't you?
14 in and out. Yeah, it was good. I love doing those things, especially when they're close to the house. Those 2.5 hour drive. So it was good.
Let's see. I'm trying to get that. 344 283 3748.
And we have small tool trailers all over the country, so I left a tool trailer with those guys, little 16-footer. They got 3 saws, a pole saw, their sharpening gear, a bunch of extra chain, chaps, helmets. Something small happens there, they can take care of it themselves.
So you left a trailer for them to be able to. You give them a call, and they'll take it over and work out of that.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, something small, not big enough for us to deploy to. But if a tornado hits your house, it's a big deal.
Definitely.
Whoever it hit. So.
Definitely. All right, I think that was the issue. So, David, what do you have going on this week?
Oh, I finished up a tree job yesterday that I started last Friday, just trying to Took me a couple of days of just dodging the rain. We had some rain here, but went real good. Didn't just taking down some wasn't real big trees, but the decent 20, 25-inch maple trees, but went real good. But tomorrow I'm heading to Cuba. Won't be here
Cuba.
next week. Cuba, going on a missions trip, and to help a missionary that my church supports. He's putting an addition on his church, and me and two other fellows from my church are going to help others put on a roof on his new church. So that'll be there all week next week. So covet your prayers, and I don't get arrested for sharing the gospel, but hopefully it'll be fine. We get back a week from Saturday, so I'll miss class all next week, but I'll catch up on the YouTube videos.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Laura's dad has been over there several times, so it's he he carries suitcases of stuff over and then leaves it all, so he hasn't been locked up yet. But
That's about what we're doing. I'm looking forward to going. Never been to Cuba before.
Well, he always brings back pictures of cars. They have quite an assortment of old trucks and cars that they reconditioned and stuff, and there's some pretty vehicles over there for sure. Guys driving around, but some nice people. Some of the out in Florida, a couple of the people who promoted the training over the years, she's from Cuba, and so they had a whole family. I think is over here now, but she was born and raised down there. But it's a neat country. Neat country.
I'm looking forward to going.
And Warren, what did you have going? You had some technical stuff going on, didn't you?
Yeah. Nothing too crazy going on right now. I know Saturday we're taking a tree down, actually just right on the other side of our property line. Kind of use it as a opportunity to do a little training, some climbing, running some ropes and stuff like that. So it's a about a 30-inch DBH pine, about 80 feet tall. It's got some basil rot on just one side of it, probably about a fifth of the diameter. So it'll be a good little exercise. I finally got our 3D printer really dialed in, and I got your teeth done.
Oh, cool.
So there, yeah, I got it right here. It's got your forest applications on it. I don't know if you can really see that.
Oh yeah.
Right there. So got all that dialed in. And so it's been a lot of fun. But outside of that, just kind of working on our curriculum for training and stuff, and then just waiting on tornado season to start waking up a little bit. But other than that, things are going good though.
And you had a maintenance class. What did you do on that the other week? Last week?
We did.
before?
It was a couple weeks ago. We did our little Thursday night workshop. We do have another one coming up in about 2 weeks, and that's just where the guys get together and we sharpen saws, do some maintenance on the skid steer and everything like that. And then we pick a topic that they kind of want to go over and get better with. And so we did some knots and ropes and stuff last time. Just kind of some basic ones: the bowling, running bowling on a bite, Zeppelin bend, alpine. Just some good basic tree care knots. And I think we're going to keep diving into that a little bit more. They seem to be really interested in learning new stuff like that. So it's been a really good group. A lot of the guys that are really interested in it, they keep coming back every time we do that. And so it's been really awesome to get to develop a relationship with those guys and just continue to refine our skills outside of the disaster. We call those blue sky days. Just iron sharpens iron, as we say, and it's just been really good.
Excellent. And Chris, I heard you got a new saw.
Man, I'm always buying new saws. I have a little bit of an addiction.
Somebody said we got one of those electronic jobbers.
Oh yeah, I got a couple electric saws. I love them.
No. It was something with an eye on it, I think.
Oh, a 500i.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just bought another. That's the third one. I love them. Good, strong saws, versatile, lightweight for the power. It's good all around saw.
Very good. So you've got an arsenal of them now,
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture sometime. The tool trailer's starting to look pretty impressive.
huh? Oh, man. Well, I had a great night last night. I had actually uh, Monday night I had a program, and then Wednesday last night I had a gentleman from up in Illinois. He's an arborist, and he's got a couple saws. He's working on a natural area project and starting off, and had some cutting to do, and so he contacted me about the class. So we went through that last night. That was fun. He had a lot of climbing skills and a lot of cutting skills, and so he just wanted to kind of brush up on things before he started this project. And a really nice guy outside of Kankakee, Illinois. And then I had a little bit of a chain clinic this week, and so had a little bit in between doctor visits. I got some news back from the checkup on yesterday, and evidently the cancer has the indicators. They do a blood test, and the indicators shouldn't be over 3, and it's sitting at 15. So I've got to go in and get some more work done. Looks like. But anyway, it's I've been feeling pretty decent, but evidently my body doesn't think so. But we'll see how that goes over the next couple of weeks. I got a wisdom tooth pulled out, and I've gotten over that, so not doing too bad.
I got you.
But I got the RV back, but it stayed out in the cold during all of that 0 temperatures up around Roanoke, and the water lines are all PEX in it, so it didn't seem to do anything there unless there's some other joints I haven't found. But the hot water and the heating system is an aqua hot, and all the fittings were frozen off of it and busted. So I'm gonna carry it out Monday or Tuesday to Camping World in Chattanooga, leave it and let them go through everything. So hopefully they go through it and find it all and get everything back going. But that's my projects, so not a whole lot going on. David's been down with Georgia DOT down in Tifton this week, and so he's had good groups down there. So a lot of training going on around. So it's good to go. I've got some things working on with the system I had up. I was hoping to be able to bring it up tonight. I've got a system for bringing questions and chats up. So I had that. That's what I worked on all day long. Got that going, and then one button push screwed all of that up for sure. But at least I know what it is now, so it won't happen again. I've gone through about everything last week. It was a cord that I had running over, feeding a video that I was recording, and evidently the cord went bad, and that's where it was feeding back through last week, bleeding through it or something. So that was crazy. I've got a neat system here. I'll see if I can bring it up since we're kind of just testing tonight. But this is a system. Let's see what happened to my chat here. So what it is, it's a way I can do a couple fake ones here. It's really pretty cool once you start getting questions in. You see it pops up on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Look like Steve.
So it'll bring up.
That's cool.
These are just fake ones, but when you put it in the chats, then it should show up. So that's over there. I don't know where it just went to. So anyway, that's kind of how it'll work. Because I've got a chat window with YouTube, but not one with Facebook. They don't put it through with Facebook, so. So anyway, if it hadn't got screwed up tonight, we'd have probably had a chance to use it. Well, at least we found the problem, and hopefully next week. Any questions out there? I don't see anything on the chats and stuff. We got 3 or 4 viewing. I don't know, this double thing with Zoom is a little bit wonky. It takes a lot of power. Still the same one.
Tim, do you have any favorite books in regards to safety and tree care and all that stuff in general? Anything that you really enjoy reading over the years of teaching and stuff?
Um, I have one on arboriculture out there. Um, it's a pretty large book from Don Blair. And then I've got a couple books from Steve Conway on West Coast felling that I got one of them from him years ago. But I watch a lot of video and stuff, but I don't read all that much. But I do have a book out. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but did you get a copy of that?
I don't think so. What's it called? I think I think I did see it on your website, but what's it called again?
It's chainsaw safety and directional felling, and it's on Barnes and Noble ebook.
Oh, awesome.
And I have it with a printed version as well as an ebook version off of the e-store.
I always like reading, so I'm writing down everything.
Yeah. I thought I had. I've got past 2 or 3 years. I spent most of the time reading stuff on flying, and then lose your medical. So I don't do any flying anymore.
Oh,
But yeah, there it comes. So now you can see comes up on the YouTube and the Facebook chats.
yeah, it looks good.
Well, what kind of tricky situations have y'all had cutting in the past couple of weeks? What's happened out there as far as heavy leaners, back leaners, horizontal trees that were tough? What kind of situations have you come across?
I think 2 weeks ago, we were cleaning up some blowdown from a microburst that happened last July. We were at a Goshen Valley Boys Ranch. It's kind of like a foster care home that houses a lot of kids, and we were just kind of tasked to do some cleanup along the trail there, and they definitely had some big oaks that kind of grew along the bank of the creek there, and had basal rot on one side from the constant, water intrusion and everything. And but when those came over, they ate up a pretty good bit of smaller ground trees that weren't quite as tall. And so that was a fun one. Just one bite at a time kind of thing, analyzing each individual tree as its own system, and then just kind of picking away at the bigger picture. It was kind of a training opportunity too for some of the newer guys, and they really enjoyed it. We spent about 4 hours out there just cutting and talking and analyzing post cuts and stuff like that. But it's a good sawing, as you would say, Tim.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. What kind of challenges you had, Chris?
I'm getting ready to do a big project, aerial rigging class. I've got some pines behind our hauler lot where all our semis are, and the trees have reached the end of their life. They look pretty healthy, but they won't hinge very well. We took some down a while back, and the hinges won't hold. So we're gonna have to take them down from the top. But I got houses, fences, power lines. It's gonna be an interesting class. So, but I got to get them down. There's some houses really close to them, and when the wind blows, I'm scared to death they're gonna fall on somebody's house, and they're on our property at God's Pit Cruise. So that's my big job coming up.
Oh.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be. I think there's 12 of them, and
That's awesome.
They're about 80 footers.
Wow. The for the session at Dry Creek, I've got the class will finish up on the 22nd, 23rd of April for this year's legacy, or the first session legacy class. And got two guys from West Virginia and David and Warren, and also got one from Mississippi, and he's planning on coming up the coast. So is it going to be okay to tie that in? Do we have enough trees there at the site to kind of work with that?
Yeah. I got 80 acres of pines, so as many as we want, and he's happy to get rid of them.
So we'll finish up the 23. I think everybody except for maybe one from last year has said they could be there. And
Awesome.
And then I'll have about 5 from this year also.
Cool.
So that'll be finishing up both of the legacy classes, and then I've got another one that some of the power companies are wanting to start. So probably by May or June, everything goes good, I want to start up another one. So
cool. And we can accommodate as far as lodging too. I got plenty of room. There's let's see, there's 4 showers on the premises, so we can take care of everybody.
Very good. So I'll kind of pass that along. And the April class with David is pretty full, almost filled up. Haven't got any on the Dry Creek yet, but we're still over a month away. So
we'll keep pushing.
Usually it'll be after the 1st of April before everybody starts signing up for it. But,
sounds good.
So that'll be going. If nothing else, we've got somebody to take some trees down for you anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. However it works out, it's good with me.
It'll fill up. And so that's looking forward to that one. And I think Robert, I think he kind of fell asleep tonight again. He's been working hard the past couple of days on a couple trees on houses that it came down this week, and one of them he sent me some pictures on where it was a big pine tree, and then a white oak I think too. So he had a pretty busy week on that stuff. So it's going good. And we had John Chafin checking in. I think he's probably already left. You still out there, John? I don't think so. But, he was on. Brian Ellis and Gabe Delfino had checked in.
And I talked to Jack Miller today. He's going to start checking us out on Thursday nights. I don't know if you remember Jack.
I think so.
He's taken your class once or twice. He did some training for me at 8 days. I always called him Slack.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that'll be cool.
He's out in Texas now.
Had several sent in tonight. I don't know if they checked in. Probably did during our first faux pas. Or not our faux pas, my faux pas. But we'll get it together here one day. One thing I've got set up for a saw chain clinic. It's going to cover all the major types, brands, different round filed, square filed, and maybe get into a little bit on setting up grinders and stuff too. It's just going to be an hour presentation that I'm going to be doing in, I think it's March 25th. Is that what I had on that? So that's the 2-hour subject of March 25th. So if anybody wants to find out, it's going to be for basic as well as some advanced. So we'll be going through the process, and it's probably going to run a little bit over an hour. But I put down an hour there, and so that was set up. I had several people wanting to sign up for it, so cost has come down a little bit on it. More people I can get for these things, the better off it works. So we'll try to accommodate with some discounts there. But the 2-hour basic chainsaw has gone over very well. So had some good comments off of that. And so that's about all I've got going on, I guess. I appreciate y'all hanging in there tonight. We'll get this thing figured out. And now I know I got to get my checklist really checked out. my planning process on computers sucks. My chainsaw stuff does pretty good if I can remember it now, but
it'll be smooth next week.
Yeah.
My brain is going fast, but I mean, I had everything going through today, and Laura was checking it out with me, so I want to try to get the chat stuff up. So,
I just enjoy being on here with you guys. It's always a good time. I look forward to it on Thursdays, and it's just good to talk shop with people who are passionate about, tree stuff and chainsaw stuff. So
definitely. Well, that we are. And it's a long, hard row sometimes, but it's something that a lot of great people run chainsaws. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I run into them every week, and a lot of messages back and forth off the website and all, and everybody's been friends. I was gonna say I'd like to get the guy on here. He had a video. I made notes on it late this afternoon. I saw it when I was coming back from the doctor, and he had a fairly large oak tree, and he was showing how you would take it with a small chainsaw. So it was probably a 36 inch base on the tree, and he was going to take it with an 18-inch. So, and he had the ability probably to take it from both sides, but he wanted to do a bore cut and show if it was a real large tree how you could take, about 3 times your bar length. So he put a fairly large face notch into it, kind of deep, and then he bored in the face and took the heart out of it left and right. He had probably about 10 inches of hinge length on the one side and 10 on the other. He went in on probably his leaning side, bad side, and set up his hinge and cut back around, and then went to the other side, cut back around, and then released the tree. And there must have been 1,200 comments on there, and there was a lot of positive ones, but I mean they were raking him over the coals pretty bad. So it's something where people don't understand sometimes. When you go for some conifers and stuff, and you go for a lot of volume on different cutting sites, but then when you get into high dollar hardwoods, you can't have any pulls and loss of control, and you got a residual side stand that you're trying to keep from damaging also. I never forget one of the guys I had, one of the instructors from Pennsylvania we had, and he made the comment one day, we were talking about site layouts and stuff. It was part of a folder program that we were working with Norcar, and he said, I had a contract to cut some land, took several hundred more feet off of it, for this landowner. He said he went back to do another thinning, and he said, I didn't realize how much damage I did to the trees. He said, now with understanding directional felling and leans and planting processes, it gave me the ability to stay away from those. A lot of people don't think about it. That's the biggest advantage with directional felling is trying to steer the tree away from intertwined canopy limbs, and also trying to keep hangups from happening, and then over terrain areas where you've got splits and pulls and broken limbs and all kinds of stuff when it hits the ground. And so that's what he was trying to show there. But everybody thinks about the speed, but there's a lot more to it. And there was a guy that followed up on his, and I watched just a little bit of it, and he said, you decide. And so he cut about 3 pretty good sized hardwoods there with bore cut through, cut out the back, and he was going with the leans because that's how he was shooting them. He had some crisscrosses and different things that he was opening up areas. And I mean, he was boogieing through them. I mean, he was doing them pretty doggone fast and still having the quality. No pulled stumps, no pulled hinges, no loss, and very low stumps. And there's so much stuff that people, as somebody says, they don't know what they don't know. And I'm hoping that one day before long we'll start to get some of those people on and discuss, because I guess I've had the opportunity over the years to see so many different operations and pick up different things from different cutters and work with that. I mean, it's stuff that you'd be amazed that's what people come up with, but then on the other hand, you'd be amazed at how they've worked their tail off for years and years, put themselves in danger, had some injuries and different struck by situations and cuts and all kinds of stuff, and not really realizing other ways to do stuff. And so as some of the West Coast and New Zealand and Northern East Coast and then European techniques all have come into play, when you start putting all that stuff together, there's no way that anybody could go to the woods today and not be able to work safely if you've been exposed to those different techniques. And it all really comes back to the planning process. And, it's amazing too, and you guys are more involved with the arborist side of it, and it's absolutely amazing back in the late 80s and early 90s, when we got started with Arbor Games and Arbor Master, is that the rock climbing tools and techniques that started to come in to the ISA competitions and the climbing competitions, and then you look at it where it is today, and so many people, and they've become well-off business people and experts in different fields, by designing tools and ropes and safety apparels and all kinds of different things that have really made a difference to the industry. And you know, I say back in the late 70s and 80s, you know, Soren was kind of the implementer to the wood industry as far as logging goes. But then you see how fast the you know, the advancements have been made in arboriculture and climbing and cutting and chainsaws and all that kind of stuff over the past 10, 15 years. It is absolutely amazing. And you still have those people though, and why that is with, you know, training companies that are out there now, as many as there are. There didn't used to be very many. And now you've got them everywhere, and you've got also situations of the electronics and the internet passing information, and still a lot of people are kind of closed-minded to look at things and think through. And it all goes back to understanding the planning processes. If they understand that, you know, things would change for the better out there. There'd be a lot less injuries and a lot more profitable productivity. And so I hope this thing kind of gets built up and we carry it on and you know, get some different chats going. So tell those around you and above you and below you if you enjoyed it. And if not, let us know questions or answers you'd like to have, because there's a lot of people out there that are picking up saws for the first time in the first seasons, and they have a lot of questions. I really enjoyed last night with the gentleman, and it's very rewarding when you can pass stuff along. And our legacy program, kind of passing along training techniques and different things, and hopefully we'll get this electronic arm of it going and follow up in the field with the hands-on and go from there. So thank y'all for coming by, and we'll see you next week. Good song.
Sounds good.
Good song to you. Take it easy.
Take care.